Please, credit cards are not free. Those are super high interest. Should you use credit card? Use credit card in Canada. Please remember, I don't know if it's the Dave Ramsey show for not using credit card, or it's that credit cards are free and it's a ton of money that you were given as a new immigrant. Oh, hold up. You gotta be careful. Let's look at it. So when you come to Canada as a new immigrant and you go into a bank, generally you are given a credit card, kind of like usually a package that will be offered to you. Please, you want to use that cautiously, all right? Because Canada is not the US. In the US, you can buy a lot of stuff without a credit score, a credit history. In Canada, almost everything when you want to buy, they would need to do a credit score check, history. So you really absolutely need a credit history by using a credit card. So absolutely you need a credit card in Canada. And is it free money? Please. Credit cards are not free. Those are super high interest. If you take credit card, it's not free. Please, I want to really insist on this. Check the link in the description box of Borrowell. Use the link to check your credit score to know where you're at, in order to know that when you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car, you want to rent an apartment, the people who own these different things, they will want to do a credit check on you to be sure that you are able to pay. Please, you want to check on your credit history to make sure you know how to control it. And we can talk about this in another video on how to manage your credit card and your credit score. As a new immigrant, as a new physician in Canada, as a new healthcare professional, you can take your financial into your hands and you can make sure that within 6 months, you have a good enough credit score that can permit you to rent a very good house, to buy a car with auto payments. Please use our affiliate link Borrowell and you are able to check your credit score for free instead of paying with Equifax where you pay a monthly and a yearly cost. You can use Borrowell for free because they all get their information from Equifax. There's also Credit Karma that you can use, and I'll put the links in the description box. You might not just want to have credit cards. There are credit cards that have lots of points. There are advantages and disadvantages. Please make your research and see what is fit for you. If you are a family member and you have a large family of more than 2, I strongly advise you can go for the American Express card because it has 4% cash back on every purchase you do. So just imagine if you spend, say in a month, you're doing groceries for about $1,000. At the end of the year, you have done groceries for almost $12,000, and 4% of $12,000, that is the amount you will get as cash back. Please use our affiliate link below and you will get $400 cash back just for using our affiliate link and using the credit card. I know there's always this temptation, right? Once you come here, you're new, you're looking at, if I have $5,000, how much is that equivalent in Naira or CFA francs or any currency of a local country in rupees, baht, how much is that in any other currency in the world? Please, do not convert your currency. Don't convert your currency. You would just be in a very bad situation. Don't convert your currency, okay? I got my eyes on you. Do not convert your currency to your local currency from where you are. Use the currency in your country of residence in Canada as it is. So please stop saying that, oh, this item, it seems so expensive. I'm buying this for $20. Oh my gosh, in my country, this costs an equivalent of about $5. Please, it's not the same. Do not convert it. Again, please, before even you move to Canada, or if you've just moved to Canada and you're looking at settling, you're looking at long-term, please always make schedules for long-term. Do not just go to a place because you've heard a majority of your people going there, because you've heard your fellow countrymen going there. Oh, like there's a huge Bangladesh community in this part of the country, I'm just gonna go there because my people are there. Or there's a huge Nepali or Saudi Arabia or Nigerian community, a Kenyan community somewhere, and then you just go there. Please, I really beg you, do your own research to know exactly where you want to be. Make sure you know exactly the advantages that the cities are offering. Make sure you know the language that's spoken in this community. Make sure you know how the people in this community are. Please, don't just go to a place because you want to go there. You can go to a city where there's nobody like you there and you survive because you've done your research. Before I moved, I was back in Tokyo and I had to do my research, and I know I was not going to be in Ontario because I was coming from a super large city in Japan. I wanted a little bit slower life pace. So please do your research. Look at the cities that are cost effective for you in terms of housing, grocery, childcare. Just depending on your particular situation, do your research. And please remember to watch my video here where I talk about all the Canadian provinces. You can see which one is the best fit for you in terms of if you're looking at crime, education, security, work, whatever the case be, please do your own research. Don't just go to a place because you're following fellow countrymen. Although you don't want to also go to a place where your fellow countrymen are just because you want to go, but please, you also have to not isolate yourself. Especially if you're coming from a very hot tropical climate, you might have a very hard time with seasonal changes because the seasons here are really drastic for the most part. You have super hot summers, you have super cold winters, just depending on where you want to go. Please make sure that you don't stay in isolation. If you decide and go to a particular city because, well, they have affordable housing, you don't want to go to a city because maybe the religions, the culture, the way the people do anything, that's not what you want for your kids. Please make sure in the new city you arrive at, don't isolate yourself because then you can have seasonal depression. Mental illness is a big thing. It's real. Do not neglect it. So you want to reach out, learn to do small talks, meet people at random in supermarket, in grocery shops, in libraries, in conference centers. Introduce yourself, talk to them, do volunteer opportunities. There's lots of things that you can do. Please do not stay in isolation, else you'd feel depressed, you would do things that you did not or wouldn't have ever thought you would do, and it's just gonna be a sad case. No one really cares about your accent, your English capacity and capabilities. No one really cares. Just go out there, talk, learn, listen to others, and mingle. Be very cautious though when you're doing that, because then again you can get involved into gangs, into things that you're not supposed to be. So I want you to use your 6, 7, or 8 senses, whatever that is. So in that regard, I want you to be very careful. There's drug addiction issues, scams. There's lots of scams that are ongoing. If you don't even have money, someone might try to scam you to get a little one that you have. So please be very careful. And one thing I want to let you know here is that it's really a cultural thing. Not everyone smiling at you is your friend. Please understand that. They can smile at you. Don't take kindness or friendship. Pretty different things, very common in Canada. Please, you want to watch out for that. If anyone is smiling at you, if a lady is very friendly and talking to you, don't say, oh, she's into me. Please, you have to validate her feelings. Ask her outrightly, because if you assume things and then you start acting a particular way, you might end up with the police knocking on your door. Please be very careful. Not everyone smiling with you or at you is your friend. Your colleagues are not necessarily your friends. Your colleagues are your colleagues. They're your co-workers. They're not your friends, not necessarily. I'm not saying there's some co-workers that are not friends, and I'm not saying that friends can be co-workers. I'm just saying that know what is happening, ask questions, clarify, know exactly where you're at and what the relationship looks like. So if you come here, please don't just be tight on your major job, all right? Look for other ways to generate income. Start other things. In this channel, I have talked a lot on other ways. I've talked about side hustle for healthcare professionals. I've talked about jobs that you can get if you come here as a physician and healthcare professional. I've hooked you up with healthcare and human resource directors in different jurisdictions at higher levels. Please don't be stuck in one position, because then you might fall depressed. You might not be able to pay your bills because the living standards are really getting high. Do not be discouraged. Make sure you make right decisions. Make sure you inform yourself. If you have any questions, please type in the comment section. We'll be able to answer you. Be it whatsoever, just let us know. If we have an answer, we'll give you. If you don't know, we'll point you to someone who knows. And you have to always be very cautious, curious, ask for help. When you need it, please do ask for help. Don't shy away. Don't say, I can't speak English well, I'm not gonna talk to someone. Please ask for help genuinely, and people will definitely support you. Don't be culturally stuck. I see some people come here and they want to eat the same way as they ate in their home countries. You might not be able to get your home country's food here, and so please adapt. Just look at other things that are offered that could be a substitute for it, because if you want to eat like your home country, then your cost of living dramatically increases, because they have to ship the stuff from your home country to here, and the prices are not usually the same, and there's no price match. And so you might end up buying something from your home country higher, rather than just going to a Loblaws, to a Walmart, or to a major grocery chain and just getting that same item, Costco, for, you know, like a third, half of the cost. I mean, from time to time you can do that. I'm not saying you don't completely eat anything from your home country anymore, but I'm just saying you shouldn't overly say, I'm only gonna eat home country's food while you're in Canada. For you who are just about to arrive or just arrived, there's lots of resources that are put out there by IRCC, Pre-Service Arrival Support. Once you're here, there's some support that you can get. If you're in different provinces have different benefits that they do offer to you, and you want to take advantage of those. You don't just want to neglect it. Ask questions, read the different formulas that are given to you. A lot of people don't want to read. When you're approved for permanent resident or you're granted citizenship, there's some paperwork that's giving you. They anticipate that you're supposed to read and know the advantages. For instance, if you become a Canadian citizen, you have like a year to visit monuments, museums, free of charge. But a lot of people might not know. Child benefits that are given to parents who have children. There is places where they give you food stamps that you can get food for free. And a lot of people don't know. There's free clothing, free winter wear, free boots, free lots of stuff that are offered freely by food banks, donors. Take advantage of all these things. You don't necessarily have to buy everything in paper. You can go to Facebook Market, you can go to Kijiji, you can go to other websites that you can buy fairly used stuff that's still good. A lot of people here who have money, they bought stuff and then they found out that they didn't really need it and they're just getting rid of it because it's been in the garage for 2 years and I don't really think I need this anymore. Talk to these people. If you have the opportunity, go see the item, and if you like it and it's still pretty fresh and brand new, just get it while you're a starter, right? You would acquire relationships, you would build a network, then you can get other more comfortable and luxurious stuff. I'm not saying you should just go get some garbage. No, hear me out clearly. I'm just saying that you should be very cautious in terms of using that credit card that you're given because the interest on it are usually not funny. It's usually about 29%. So I want you to also know something. As you've arrived in Canada, you will make mistakes. It's very, very common. You will make mistakes. You have issues of culture. You have cultural shock. You would have minor issues. Don't shy away. Don't be broken by these different situations because I will guarantee you almost 99.9% of the time you must make a mistake somehow, which is linked to culture, law. You don't know these things. Try to educate yourself, but even so you make mistakes. It's totally okay. So don't get discouraged because you made a mistake, but just correct them in a very friendly and amicable manner and move on. Don't get stuck on them. Learn. Get to the next step. Advise a brother or sister. Tell someone that, oh, I did this. Please don't do the same like me. And one and most important thing I would tell you is please do not neglect your family. When you come here and start making new friends, getting into new environment, meeting different people who have different cultures, different beliefs, please do not neglect your family. Always remember, family is gold. Someone once said blood is thicker than water. Family will always support you in the most difficult and tedious moment. Here it's very okay for people to be snitches. You have to know that. It's common, I'm sorry, but yeah, a lot of people are snitches. You stick with family and do not neglect your family. Make sure you find time to spend time with your wife, your children, your kids, because this is really important. It builds a strong rapport, it gives a sense of family, and it strengthens you as you go out every day to do the hustle. Open your ears, listen again, search for information. There is stuff that we call RESP, which are tax saving accounts, where you can put in some cash to help your child when they're at the age of 18 to be able to pay for their university tuition fee. And this serves you as a tax bracket, not paying taxes immediately, but waiving that. And it helps you to build wealth and equity. A lot of people, when they come here, they don't start thinking about that. They just, try to mingle around country people and don't really build wealth and equity for themselves and for their future generations. And I see some people abuse. They come, they go get $80,000-$90,000 car, whereas they have, a $30,000 job. It's more common in the United States because here in Canada, you need a credit card and credit score to even be able to get that kind of car. And no one is gonna give you that kind of car if they see that you have a bad credit score. You don't know how to manage your finances. So don't go buying houses because, oh, I heard my fellow country person has bought a house, I'm gonna buy a house as well. Please run the numbers to see if buying or renting is the best thing for you. Do not compare yourself with anyone, but take advantage of these tax saving accounts that exist there, but the RRSP, TFSA, all these accounts are there. If you want to know more about it, I can talk to you about it, but please take advantage because they will save you a lot in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years that you're going to be here. And if you have any more questions, please let me know and I'll be happy to answer. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.